Something that God has shown me is that your conscience can't be trusted. Like your conscience, like letting your conscience guide you. It can't be trusted. That's why you have to have God guide you, because your own conscience will lead you astray. It will. It does. So the scripture, one of the scriptures that shows, one of three scriptures that shows that your conscience is not to be trusted, basically. Is in Titus 1:15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. That's a fact. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. Their mind and their conscience is defiled. Yeah, I agree with that. So that's why you can't trust your mind, your conscience, or even your mind without God's assistance, without God's help. It's true. If you depend on your own mind and own conscience, you'll spin in circles. You will. You won't progress. You won't get anywhere. That's just my experience. Another scripture is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Yeah. Their conscience is seared with a hot iron, so they just speak lies and hypocrisy. You know how that goes out there. I'm like speaking of the world like it's separate. You know how it goes out there in the world. It's not part of me. You guys are part of the world out there, not me. I'm separate. In the world, not of the world. Yeah. Yes, I'm in the world too, just like you guys. I know it sucks. Here. Yeah. Good days are ahead, God says. Be faithful, be cheerful. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 7. Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it, as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. Again, weak. Your conscience is weak. Which I agree with. You need the strength of God to counter your weak conscience. Your defiled conscience, you need God's help to redirect your mind. Here's another thing about the conscience. But when ye sin so against the brethren, and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Christ. They which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. I haven't started preaching yet, so living of the gospel is later. Be followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. That's Paul saying, be followers of him, for he, even as he follows Christ. I don't know if that's what Jesus wants. Like, as I try to follow Jesus, he wants people to follow me. You know what I mean? As I try to seek Jesus, follow him, follow his direction, he wants people to follow me. I think that's part of his purpose. I think so. Woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. For if I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. If against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me. What is my reward then? Barely that. When I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge, that I abuse not my power in the gospel. Paul knows he has to preach the gospel. He's been given a second chance by God. In a nutshell, woe unto him if he doesn't do it. For giving him a second chance. Woe unto me as well in the future. If I'm messing around and not preaching the gospel, you can bet your bottom dollar God will take me out. He will. Ye are bought with a price, be not ye the servants of men. Yeah. You are bought with a price by Jesus. You're not serving men. You serve Jesus only. You know, if he wants you to mingle with men, or, you know, if he's talking to you through a man for advice, you know, that's okay. You don't want to feel like you're a servant of a man and not a servant of a God. Get what I mean? If you're feeling like you're a servant of men, you're doing it wrong. That's what God's saying. You're doing it wrong if you feel like you're serving men over serving God first. You're doing it